Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host, Josh, with me, Miami Clutch. And of course, we couldn't do an all-in Wembley show preview show without the expert, the AEW mark, the true babyface, the one who doesn't need story to like wrestling. Our sicko, your sicko, Christopher Kaufman. What's going on, guys?
What's going on, man? It's good to be back on the show.
Yeah, man. Took a week off. You know, we talked a lot of shit about you. I don't know if you watched. We talked a lot. Mad.
I was passed out cold that night.
We're like, you see that neck beard looking guy, Sami Zayn cosplay, mother effer, thinking, it was fun times. We did talk a lot of WWE, not much AEW actually, but tonight the main event is AEW, and even Clutch knows a little bit about these shows. Off the top of your head, can you name 4 matches, Clutch?
All right. I think I got this.
All right.
This is probably like a cop out, but the battle royal, the casino gauntlet, I think.
All right, there we go. Got one. I wish I had a button. Ding. Hold on. All right.
Mercedes. I was about to say Sasha. Mercedes against Britt. I know that one. Damn, I'm gonna be one short. Okay, Swerve and Danielson. God damn it! I think I'm one short. Hold on.
There's one.
1 second.
Two. Oh my goodness. There ain't no. You're ribbing us. You're ribbing us because you must know this match.
I probably do, and I just
the biggest match
of the year
with 2 of the best wrestlers in the industry right now.
Shit, I forgot the other guy's name, Ospreay, and why am I blanking on his opponent?
Oh my god,
I'm blanking on his opponent.
He's just the best wrestler.
It's really
he's just the best wrestler in the world. No big deal.
Well, Danielson's the main event.
Ooh, that's a debate for later. But yes, MJF and
there it is. Fuck.
Yes.
Sorry.
MJF and Will Ospreay, which we will get to. Should it be the main event of this show? I'm interested to hear what Chris has to say about that later on. We also have some WWE going on tonight, which we'll talk about that after AEW. We always talk WWE up front, but this is the biggest show of the year. This is the show. This is the premier wrestling show of the year. There's no other show that tops this, and I'm not even joking about this. I truly believe this is the best night in wrestling per last year, and I hope it carries over this year because I think that Wembley show last year was probably the best pay-per-view I've watched since when Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson debuted in AEW. Chris, can you agree with that?
Yeah, it was an incredible pay-per-view, but they put everything into this one. Like this is their WrestleMania right here. So they put all their biggest matches here. They build more towards this than anything else. So yeah, this is definitely their best pay-per-view.
And surprisingly, this one means more than last year. Last year, remember, there was lacking story. It was about a week to go and the card wasn't finished yet. So, but it was still a banger. This
year,
there it
is. Tony, where am I? Now that you said story.
What's up?
You mentioned story, and out of the top of my head, Tony Storm and Mariah May.
Oh, Mariah May. There you go.
There's another one. There you
boom.
go. 5.
Extra credit.
There you go. The only story you got for me.
Back in the Alpha Academy, your boy Chad Gable will give you. Remember those spelling bees he used to have? He would give you 1 extra point for that. So we have stories everywhere. From Thomas Tony Storm and Mariah May, Britt Baker, Mercedes. That's a terrible story, but there is story there. We have Ospreay and MJF. That's a story. Even Darby Allin and Jack Perry. That's a story. Chris Jericho and Hook. Story. Everything has a story. So even if the stories are bad, at least they're somewhat trying to make the show bigger than what it is.
It's an improvement over last year going in.
It was an improvement over every pay-per-view this year, honestly. Yeah. Honestly, because usually the pay-per-views, one match has a story, and the rest are just like, that Sabre Jr. guy, whoever he is, the white-haired dude that we see once a year versus Ishii. Why not? Why not? Have fun. No one cares. But let's get into this huge, gigantic card, which is probably not done filling yet. We're going to start in with the All In 0 hour. Just because they have bangers. Remember that one year, the House of Black went against the Death Triangle, and it was the best match on the card, and it was on the pre-show. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah, it was like literally the best match on the card. YouTube. Cool. But Willow Nightingale, this one won't be the best match because Willow Nightingale and Ishii, I don't know why, versus Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway. I don't know when Ishii got involved in the story. I don't care about this match. Are you guys excited?
Not really. This is a good pre-show match, though. Just a good little something as the crowd's coming in type of match.
The only good thing about in guys, before you guys jump on me in the comments and in the public, the only good thing about this match in particular that AEW does, I believe, or can do in the video game at least, we might see some woman on man violence. Like we might see Chris Statlander go against Ishii. We may see Willow Nightingale hit your boy Stokely Hathaway with some kind of splash or whatever she does. Because in the match we're gonna get with not Bo Dallas, Rhea Ripley and what's his face, Damian Priest.
Damian Priest, yeah.
Once someone tags out, they just have to stop the match. And
Yeah.
that person has to watch. It's so lame. It's like the lamest thing of all time. So this match, hopefully, it's not like that. I like the mixed tag rules. Clutch, what do you think about that?
For the tag match itself, for All In.
No, just the rules in general.
Oh.
Where it's like it's so kind of like Rhea Ripley can just tag out and force Dom, but then Dom can just turn around and tag. It'd just be a tag fest.
Yeah. But this match specifically, we're gonna get into Bash in Berlin talk, I guess. This match specifically is like you know that there's gonna be physicality. At least Rhea's gonna beat up Dom. So like the rules are gonna be the rules, and because that's the only way I know how a mixed tag match works, honestly, because I haven't watched any other type. But the rules are gonna be the rules, and eventually it's gonna break down into shenanigans, and Rhea Ripley's gonna destroy Dom, and that's gonna be cool. So I don't know about women on men particularly. I don't know if I'm much of a huge fan of it all the time. Sometimes really cool though.
It's the thing is I'm getting at is like if Stokely Hathaway strikes Willow, we have to realize, and hopefully everyone has to realize this, but they don't. This is a television show. This is fake. Not fake. It's a work. It's a television show. It's a script. This is nothing like real life. Let's say, for example, you're watching a TV show and the bad guy in the evil movie, Thanos, let's say, I know he's an alien, but he's a male alien, just beats up his daughter Gamora. Like, no, we're not like, oh my God, we got to cancel Marvel. No, it's part of the movie. That's part of the movie. He's a bad guy. So I think it's ridiculous that whenever we do see this match in WWE, it's just going to kill my momentum. But maybe they'll make it work. I don't know. That's all I got to say about that. Maybe I'm crazy. Casino Gauntlet match, a.k.a. the match where we see the debut of the newest signee of AEW. We all know this is coming. We all knew this was coming. We all thought the Casino Gauntlet match was made for one person. But he's not going to win it. There's no way. There's zero chance in hell. Or am I wrong? Do we see Ricochet debut here, and does he win, Chris?
It feels like it's likely his spot. But like you said, the card's not done yet. We know that. There's still, Collision? Does that still... I don't know because...
I think they taped that on after
pre-tape
Dynamite.
it?
Yes.
Okay. And Rampage too, probably?
Yeah, so they did on that show on Wales last night.
Yeah.
All the shows were there.
Taped it all. But even through that show still, something can happen where another match gets drawn up. But I feel like this is a very likely spot for him to debut. He's got a debut on Sunday, for sure. Does he win it? It's hard to say. I don't know who's in it. Do we even know the names of the people that are in it now? We have all the names, or most of the names at least?
We just know one person. Right? We just know one person? I thought we only knew one person. I thought we knew...
Who?
I thought it was Hangman. I thought Hangman's officially in it. Or maybe that's just rumors that I read.
Okay, but that's like all that we know. So it's hard to pick a winner when you don't even know who the people are. And yeah, that would be kind of crazy that he would walk in and get a world title shot right out the gate. Unless Tony's a huge fan, like he is of who is it? Like Claudio. Like he's always a huge fan of him, so gives him crazy chances all the time. But definitely a good spot for him to debut. There'll be a bunch of people in the match, so he can, show off a bunch of different moves with different people and it would bring some excitement to that match because that match always feels a little weird. Those gauntlet matches or the casino matches.
Yeah, I hate the casino matches. I just don't see a situation where like remember Leo Rush debuted in one of these, and like
Yes.
he just loses right away. It's like what? So you debut a big guy and you just he takes an L week one, like his first match. It seems kind of counterproductive. Clutch, how could you ever get interested ever in watching AEW for Ricochet? Would you ever?
No, I don't think I'd be interested in watching AEW for Roman Reigns.
Damn.
Honestly, I just
OTC.
have so much. I just have so much time in the week for wrestling, and I just give it to basically WWE because it's better for me. It's what I like. So I don't think I could give it much time, even for Ricochet or whoever comes over.
Man, you're not even interested. You're not even gonna like look at YouTube.
Well, I'll look at clips, not even YouTube, like X or why am I calling it X? Twitter clips. I'll watch that to at least stay in the loop and know what's going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably nothing more. If a match is like really, really, really good, I'll probably go back and watch it. But live, probably not.
Man, that's unfortunate. I don't think I think if he debuts here though, it's decent. Like it's fine. My biggest fear of Ricochet, since we're on the topic, Chris, if they throw him in some kind of stable where he's just another guy somewhere else, where he's just Claudio, or where he's just name a person, literally name a person. Look Roddy Strong, right? Adam Cole. These guys they just fade away to no mirror. They just fade away to nobody. I can easily see Ricochet coming in and being pushed into a stable, whether it be the elite, right? Maybe he's part of the elite. Maybe he helps something happen. Maybe he helps Jack Perry win, or maybe he helps in the ladder match, or the tag team match, or whatever it may be. There's a ladder match. Holy shit!
Yeah.
For the trios, oh my gosh, I just now saw that. That's ridiculous. But maybe he helps in the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Maybe he helps the Bucks win. That'd be ridiculous. I would hate that so much. He needs to be his own man, stay on his own. I don't want him to be another part-time player. That's what he is.
So you do not want to see in Dynamite 3 weeks from now where he's teaming up with Action Andretti.
Here, quote me on this. Clutch, take a note. Chris, take a picture. Whatever you gotta do. In 4 weeks, there will be a promo with Excalibur reading all the things. Don't forget Rampage. Ricochet goes one-on-one with Kyle Fletcher. That's where he's going to get delegated to. Because Tony Khan doesn't know talent. And it happens to everybody. Name one person that didn't go to Dynamite or Rampage right off the bat. They all do. And it doesn't make sense. The only people that are... Go ahead, Clutch.
I have a prediction of my own, so you guys can remember, because I'll probably forget my own predictions. They're gonna do because Tony Khan's a fan. Before anything, he's a mark. So this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna debut. Ricochet's gonna debut. They'll probably keep him strong until he eventually faces Ospreay and loses, and then he'll be lost in the shuffle. That's what's gonna happen.
I mean, I don't doubt that.
Meltzer's going to give it like 9.5 stars. It's going to be like God's gift to wrestling, and then he'll disappear.
The baseline, the floor for that match is already 7 stars. Like that's the floor. I mean, there's only
if that match happens, Ospreay, Ricochet, where are you going to set the line at for how many flips there are throughout the match?
There's flips.
How many flips do we get? How
many kickouts? How many flips, man? We're looking at easily 22 flips.
22 and a half.
No,
you got to put it at half.
We're on even, so it can push.
22 flips.
Yeah, 22 flips. For real. Remember I used to do the face paint? Clutch, if you don't know this, back in the day, way back in the day, an AEW pay-per-view would happen. Every wrestler would wear face paint. Everyone. Women, men. If it's in their gimmick or not, it doesn't matter. Chris Jericho's face painted. Everyone. I don't know what the purpose was, but I would like, what's the over under, Chris? 9.5 wrestlers face paint. It would mega best be over.
I remember being confused and seeing CM Punk with face paint one time.
Yep.
I think it was because of Sting, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. I
something
think
like
so.
that. Yeah, I remember
But-
seeing that on Twitter and was very confused.
But that was the thing. Everyone would do face paint for the pay-per-views. It was so funny.
It didn't make
I
any
forgot
sense.
about that. It was so good.
All right, let's move on to the London ladder match, which is new to me. I guess that's developing on Collision. The Bang Bang Gang, which I wish they were Bullet Club Gold, but maybe there might be some copyright stuff with that trademark. The House of Black, a mystery team. Ooh, is that Ricochet? Ricochet and the Maximum Male Models? Why not? Tony, you hearing me? That
Hey,
sounds
listen,
fun.
putting him in a ladder match is not the worst thing to debut him at.
No,
Yeah.
but who would
But,
who would he team
Yeah,
with?
I don't know who would team with him.
Action Andretti.
Action Andretti and Ray Phoenix.
No, Ray Phoenix is tied. No, Ray Phoenix is on his way to Tuesday nights.
Penta.
He's on his way to Tuesday nights as well. So is Ricky Starks, by the way. That's pretty much official.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys
good.
saw that.
Yeah.
We here's the freaking top flight and Ricochet.
There you go.
There we go. Oh my god! If that happens, man, if you waste Ricochet's debut in this nonsense, I don't know what to tell you. But who do we see going over, Chris? Because I don't even know who the champions are. Who are
Yeah,
the champions? Oh, Nick Wayne is. Nick Wayne.
The patriarchy.
Yeah, the patriarchy. Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
they're the trios. Remember, because Christian Cage was a special guest referee and counted both teams out. So because that was the number one contender match, so he thought he
Yeah.
was being slick.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he got thrown into this here.
Yep.
Again, it's always hard to pick whenever you don't. There's unannounced people. So let's just do this. Either if Ricochet's in the mystery team, I'll put them over. If he's not part of the mystery team, then I'll say patriarchy to retain.
All right, Clutch. If you could put up a mystery team of former WWE talent, 3 of them that recently left the company, who would these mystery team be?
Oh, recently left. I thought you were giving me alley-oop of all time when you said 3 people. I was going to be like the Shield.
No, not the Shield, but a mystery team of 3 WWE former talent that just left the company.
The Hurt Business? Or,
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you said that. It could happen, right? Is Bobby Lashley done? Is he free?
I know he's free. For sure he's free. I know WWE's still interested in getting him back somewhat, but I already saw MVP trademark the name and all that, so he's pretty much out the door.
I can definitely see this being Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. Now I don't know where these other 2 people
Cedric
are.
is in NXT, by the way. He's
Okay, I
under
was
contract.
going to ask you. I don't know where Cedric is. I didn't know where he was.
Mhm.
But I could definitely see. I don't know where Shelton Benjamin is. I don't know. But I could definitely see this being an MVP led team, and that would be pretty interesting. But why throw them into this? Why waste Bobby again? Why throw Bobby Lashley into this? If you're gonna debut Bobby Lashley, it better be a face off with Swerve Strickland or somebody at the top, Okada, whoever it may be, not in some kind of trios match. Moving
I
on.
don't know. It's going to be a fun match, though. It'll be fun.
It'll be a lot of chaos. I'll be old man Josh and go, man, I really didn't like that he really risked his life to do that.
Yeah,
I don't like
that's
ladder
true.
matches.
You will.
I know. I always do. AEW World Tag Team Championship match for the bajillionth time. FTR versus the Young Bucks, but they added the Acclaim to take the pin. So, are you interested in another FTR Young Bucks match, which has 0 story? Like, I don't even know where they came from.
I guess I'm less interested this time around because we've seen it a bunch, but it's still going to be a good match. They're not FTR and Young Bucks in the same ring is always going to be an entertaining match with or without a story.
Oh yeah, it is. But what's the story? Like, this is one of the matches that don't have the Acclaimed and FTR had the Acclaimed and Young Bucks had a story. They had a big story.
No.
Where did FTR come from? Like, I just don't understand what's happening or why they added them. What's the purpose of FTR?
Well, if we were getting our Saturday night collision recaps from somebody on the show, then we would probably know what's up. Someone promised us that every week.
I can't. I'm not going to kill myself watching or even looking.
That segment lasted like 2 weeks.
You know why? Because
I
the
thought
show
it lasted
sucks.
1 week.
No,
I only remember 1 week.
one and a half. And let me tell you something. They have 200,000 people watching that show. 200,000. I'm not going to be one of them, and I'm not going to give them a click. I'm not going to give them a click on the website to see the results. I can't do it. Kill the show. Like, it's done. Kill the show. Sucks. Anyway, I don't care about this match whatsoever. This will be my laundry break. I promise you that.
Really?
But I will be watching. Yeah,
including the next match.
I was going to get to it. This is the next match I'm actually looking forward to. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I'm a big Hook guy. Hook versus Chris Jericho. Now, Jericho's washed. He's terrible. He wrestled the Dynamite Kid 2.0 last night on Dynamite. It was fine. Jericho still knows how to work the crowd. He still knows how to be a heel. He still knows how to, in the ring. He might not move the same. It might not look as good. It might not be as crisp, but he can still get the job done. And he's going to make Hook he's going to make Hook look like $1 bajillion every time he suplexes him. Now I'm going to ask Clutch this. Chris Jericho won't even make you watch AEW? Like, you wouldn't even watch this match because of Chris Jericho, Clutch?
You're trying to tempt me to watch something because of Chris Jericho?
Hi, guys.
What?
Hi, guys. You don't. That's his gimmick. You didn't know that?
I don't watch enough to know what the hell he just did.
His whole gimmick. He just goes, "Hi, guys. Hi. You're doing great." That's his gimmick.
The last thing about Jericho I heard was people were chanting, "Please retire," and he was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that." That's the only thing I know about the whole thing, and I have no interest in watching Chris Jericho wrestle in the year of our Lord 2024.
So, hey, what's going on, Justin? Thanks for tuning in.
What if real quick? What if Jericho set himself up instead of an open challenge? He has like an open challenge, but everything's a retirement match for him now.
So the Ric Flair gimmick.
Every week when it looks like, because everyone was asking him to retire, and every week when it looks like he's about to lose and the crowd's about to go nuts, he cheats and finds a way to win to keep his job another week. So everyone thinks we're that close to him going away.
It's the Bizarro world, Ric Flair, because we wanted Ric Flair to keep winning. So everyone's going to be rooting for Jericho. So whenever Jericho loses, it's the biggest pop ever. Like, the roof will be blown off.
Except for he never loses during this little challenge.
Oh man. Oh, you're right.
But just make it do something for, like, to get him to the next pay-per-view or something. And have a bunch of close call 2.5 kickouts where he almost loses and everything's turning against him. And then he weasels his way out for another win just to piss the crowd off that he was that close to being retired. That would be funny to lean into that, the crowd chants of "please retire."
Yeah, Chris, that's pretty smart. I think it would work for a couple weeks. I don't know. I guess the more you went on, you just get like the running joke. The referees are trying to fast count now because they're sick of them.
Everybody's sick of them, but I can't get rid of them.
That's pretty good. Like, the referee, everyone's in on it. Like, Tony Khan's like, "This motherfucker, I gotta pay this guy 10 more years."
He's like, "Nope, I got my contract. It's good for another 6 months or another year."
See, that's genius, Chris. Like, he's nope. Oh my gosh, Clutch, come on, that's a genius idea, right?
The idea sounds good until the reality is that you're gonna have just Chris Jericho win a bunch of matches.
I know, that's the reality. He's like the world champion now. He's just like the best of all time. He's got every title. Oh boy. All right. I think by the way, Hook wins this match, which it shouldn't happen. Hook needs to get away from that fake title.
Yeah.
That's all.
They need to do something with him. We talked many times about it before. The progression of him versus
Dom.
What's his face? Dom. And Dom has done great things. I mean, he's like a main person now on Raw, right? And Hook is exactly the same. So maybe you're right. Maybe he needs to stay away from the belt because that just feels like he's done that. Just get away from it and go do something else with your character.
If he wins, which I think he will win,
Yeah,
he needs to come out on Dynamite the next week and just say, "Hey guys, I'm giving this title back to my father. Yeah, whatever it may be. Like, I won this from my dad because Taz was involved in this, and right.
Yep.
I won this from my dad. Here it is." Like, he presents it to his dad and goes, "Now I'm moving on, and I'm coming." He calls out his next opponent. Like, that's how it should go. Win the title back for your dad because you need to, get some kind of. You need to avenge your father. Boom, done. We all win. The title's gone. Hook can move on to greener pastures.
Yeah,
I hope.
that'd be the perfect way to do it.
Man, Hook, get to NXT as fast as possible. Hook, for real. Like he has talent. He
Yeah.
has the only thing he's lacking is personality. And I think in a promo class or in a setting where you have to cut promos or get better at it or work on it, like the Performance Center, that's where he would excel. Instead, he's over here, which is fine. All right, coffin match for the TNT Championship. Darby Allin versus Jack Perry. Does anyone get set on fire? Does someone close the coffin and set the coffin on fire? That's happening.
That's happening. Who's going to get the coffin shut on him? Probably Darby loses this match, right?
Yeah, and he gets set on fire.
Yeah. I could see that happen. Out of the two of them, I could see it happening to him. Because isn't it usually the person, just like every time, what was it, Mankind or Undertaker or someone does a buried alive match, like they always would be the one that loses. It was like their specialty match, it feels like.
Yeah, but Darby wins all of his coffin matches.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's true. He does his coffin drop. Yeah. Well, he can lose this one. I think it'd be better if he lost this one.
Clutch, you've been watching from afar. You've seen Jack Perry being caught on fire. We saw Darby Allin threaten the fire. So fire is actually in the storyline, like technically in the storyline. I could definitely see a situation where Darby's in the coffin and Jack lights it on fire. Like I can see this. It's a reality. And I think it's
do you think I wonder where the coffin's going to be positioned though? Is it going to be like the old buried alive matches where they have like a mound by the entrance area? Or is it going to be a coffin right next to the ring, like what they've done in recent matches? Because if it's like old school WWE where it's in the mound, whatever, they could always do a trapdoor situation, have him shut the thing, light it on fire, but he's already escaped out the side.
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean, I'm just throwing things. I'm just throwing spaghetti at the wall. I don't know what's really going to happen, but I definitely see Jack Perry winning, and I do think that if he does win, he needs to be evil about it, make us hate him more, because he came off looking like a baby face in his last big moment where he was chained to the fence, not giving up. That's a baby face move. He was the biggest baby face in that match, and he's not. Like they don't know they don't know what the fuck is going on. Sorry, Bobby. They just don't know what's going on. Just imagine a world where the biggest heel in WWE, like Gunther, is chained to a fence or a cage, and I'm not going to give up. He's a heel. He's supposed to I give up. He's supposed to be a Will Ospreay, MJF. Clutch forgot about these two guys. I
just forgot about MJF.
Just the best wrestler that there is out there.
Just the number one wrestler in the world. No big deal. Would you say he's top 3, Clutch? I know you're going to say Roman's 1.
Right now?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and it might be controversial in this room, apparently, from what I'm hearing. I don't think he's top 5. He's annoying to me now. I liked him before. I don't like him now. This American gimmick. Yeah, Stoneface, I see you, but
I don't understand. I really, and I'm not trying to be funny. I just don't understand what you don't see. Or maybe it's because it's just, I hear this. A lot of people are like, it's the same gimmick. He just has the same blah. Every week is the same promo. Calls us all rednecks. Calls us all trash. Like, but didn't The Rock do that? Didn't Stone Cold? Like everyone does that. Everyone.
I mean, they did, but then they evolved into something else, and he's just kind of been the same guy for forever.
We saw him evolve to a baby face, and he did a really good job.
But he's always been like the fake baby face, where he's like, I was always the asshole along, da-da-da.
No, but he came back as a baby face. True one. And I think he was... See, I get where you're going. Chris, you could probably talk about this better. But MJF came back from injury as a stone cold baby face, like number 1. He didn't really do any of these backhanded compliments or anything when he came back. Then he turned heel. Like, he evolved a little bit, Chris. Like, he's not like Hook, where he's just a flat line.
Yeah.
MJF's going up.
Yeah. And he's got some range to his character. Yeah. Primarily, I think just what he's doing now, he does so well. To be that heel character, that slimy heel character. That's just what he's so good at. So, yeah, they do have him doing that for the majority of his time there. But like Josh said, he did have a touch of a babyface run where he felt sympathetic. Or, whenever he did his, what was it, his little bit of goofy thing with Jericho, was it, right? Their little song and dance number that they did and everything.
Of
And
course.
so he's got some range to his character. But yes, he stays primarily as a slimy heel because that's just what he's really good at.
And if you go back to the very beginning of AEW, he was looked at as a nerd, smaller character. He had big Wardlow and a bunch of people around him. Now he's evolved to he's a lone wolf. He's just a heel by himself. He doesn't need a muscle anymore. He knows how to take care of his business. So that small evolution to me is like it's I don't want to shit on your point, Clutch, because I get what you're saying. Because I do see it. When he cuts these promos, I used to be so amazed by what he can do. But now I realize, oh, it's the same gimmick. He's calling this girl fat. He's calling this guy red. Like it's the same gimmick. It's the same thing every week. But it's really good. And he's really good at just making up lines. I think he's great. Anyway, back to the match. MJF's the only person that can make America hate American. Like he's the only person that can wear the American clothes and get booed in America.
He's the ultimate heel, draped in American attire.
Yes, like he made America the bad guy, which he didn't have to do. He could have just went into Wembley and get booed without all this crazy heat. I think this is great, though. I really love this gimmick. You said you didn't like it, Clutch. Why do you not like the American gimmick?
Again, I'll say, like, obviously I see things in AEW in bits and pieces, but, like, I don't know. I can't even, like, point out, like, a specific thing. It's just I see it, and I'm like, it's not for me.
Gotcha. It makes sense. It's kind of like indie-ish to me, but it's fine. I still enjoy it. I think Ospreay wins. He has to win. He has to get his title back.
That title is disgusting, by the way. I still don't fucking like it. Sorry,
the American title?
I don't
Josh
like it.
loves it.
Oh, that belt looks great.
Like I don't
looks
like
awesome.
that thing.
Oh, I think it looks beautiful. I think it's
Josh is going to buy a replica belt and have it hanging up behind him in the next couple of weeks.
If it's better than the United States Championship.
Hang on. Let me Google it again.
So I think it's also Clutch. I think it's meant to look a little obnoxious too. So keep that in mind that it's not supposed to be the cleanest, nicest looking belt, I don't think. I think it's meant to be going with MJF's character a little over the top and a little obnoxious. Because I'll be honest, the first time I saw it, I didn't really care for it either, to be honest.
I thought it looked great.
I know
I'm
you were
looking
all
at it
about
now. It's not better than the United States title.
Yeah, the United States title looks like a generic one you get out of a Kellogg's box. What are you talking about? I can get that out of my Frosted Flakes.
I'm looking at it again. I don't like it. I do get Chris's point though. It's meant to be obnoxious.
It's exactly. It's meant to go with his character. I don't think it's meant to be the nicest looking title.
Yeah, it's still ugly though.
Justin Toner thinks Ospreay wins via the Tiger Driver 91. I don't think MJF is stupid enough to let anyone do that to him. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think MJF's that stupid. I don't think he's Kenny Omega stupid. As in, like, yeah, just do it, bro. It looks cool. No, MJF's smart. He's not gonna do that shit. Hopefully. I don't like that move. I don't like that move at all. It's too big of a risk. Hey, speaking of this belt that you hate, Clutch, what do you miss the days where like Bryan Danielson would get his vegan belt or just the cuss? Tony Khan does it so much. It feels like every time MJF wins a belt or someone wins a belt, they got to make a custom belt for them. I think it's great.
Like Jack Perry right now.
Yeah, that blacked out TNT title. It was fucking awesome. It looks so cool.
That one looks real good.
Yeah,
have you seen that one, Clutch?
Yes, I did. It's decent. It's good.
Decent. No, that one's good.
I think. Yeah, I guess.
Listen, if it was on WWE, you would have it hanging on your wall right now. You would
listen, Clutch. All I'm asking you is, do you want Cody to get a custom belt of a crybaby face, like as the middle? That's all I'm asking. You just want it's a bunch of.
You just really hate Cody.
The crying face emoji.
That's Cody. No, yeah, just in his tears coming down. Like, is that what you want his title to be? Teardrop side plates.
See, like we're here talking about title. Cody's just catching a stray. We haven't even talked about Cody. Like, but honestly, to your point about like unique title designs, I guess
Mhm.
is I like it when it's used scarcely. I mean, like for special, like not for everybody, I guess. So I think AEW does it too much, and WWE doesn't do it enough. Yeah, because if it's doing for everybody, then eh. But if it's like a cool thing, like for me, I remember watching back for when Cena, he won the U.S. title spinner.
Mhm.
That was cool,
Yep.
and it was cool for the WWE title until they gave the same design to everybody else, and then that didn't make so much sense. But for Cena, it was cool. For I think they did it for a very
Edge.
short time with Stone Cold, right?
Yeah, with
The
that skull belt.
the Smoking
The
Skull belt.
Smoking Skull. Yeah.
Edge, the Rated R belt.
Yep.
So I like it when it's used in special occasions and just not for everybody. And because that can elevate maybe a character. But if it's done for everybody, then it elevates nobody.
Yeah.
There you go. I agree with that. And it looks like MJF, like it fits his character because he did it with the World Championship. Now he's doing it with this one. It fits his character because he's like an over God. He's just one of these guys who's like, everything's about me. I'm arrogant. This is my title. I'm gonna make it my own.
Yeah, the same way like you mentioned with Danielson with the vegan belt.
Mhm.
It fit his character. That was his like character at the time.
Yeah.
And it made sense.
It wrapped into his character because I feel like he brought that up. It wasn't just to kind of look like him or match him. Like he would bring up that he had his vegan belt.
I like
Yeah.
it. Last question on this match, Chris. I'm gonna ask you specifically because I know you'll be buying this show.
Yes.
I will be buying it as well.
So I'm home alone this weekend, so I got nothing better to do. I will be watching.
It's Labor Day, the day after, right? No, it's not. Damn it. Is it? No, it's not. Is it?
No, Labor Day's not this weekend.
Damn it. Okay,
It's
so we have to go to work
weekend.
Monday? That's so lame.
Yeah,
Anyway.
because normally the show should be on Labor Day weekend. I don't know why they ever got off Labor Day weekend for the show. Because it was nice. It'd be Sunday night, and then you didn't have to go to work on Monday.
Yeah.
Did they push it off because of Berlin, or was Berlin announced afterwards?
No.
When is Berlin?
It's on the 31st.
So
Oh,
they used to do all their pay-per-views that were on Saturday nights, unless there was a holiday weekend, then they would do it on Sunday nights. And they did that for the first like 2 or 3 years. And then like a year or two ago, they just stopped doing that and they put them all on Sunday when we have to go to work on Monday. And I was like, why? You had like the perfect pay-per-view schedule. Because that was always one of my gripes about WWE is like, I can't stay up all night Sunday night watching pay-per-views and then going to work Monday morning. So that was one thing I really loved about AEW in the beginning, but now they do the same thing and put a lot of them on Sundays. I don't know what changed it. So I don't think it was just this year, just to answer your question. I think they've been doing it that way for a little bit for some unknown reason. I don't know why they changed their schedule.
And the problem is they go till 1 a.m.
Yes.
Like, legitimately. It's just too, even when I buy this show, guys, I'm not going to finish it. There's no way. I'm going to have to watch it the very next day.
But think about that. They're doing exactly what WWE did like 4 years ago.
God. You remember WrestleMania 35? Did any of you watch it live? 35. 35 is the reason they went to 2 nights.
Yeah. Yeah, because the shows were getting so long. All the big pay-per-views, your SummerSlam, your WrestleMania, Royal, they were just getting so long.
COVID saved WWE WrestleMania because actually, when did they start going 2 nights? Was it before COVID?
It was the first one was during COVID.
Yeah, the performance.
Yeah, because I remember one night it was the graveyard match with Taker and AJ.
Yeah,
and then the following night it was Bray Wyatt and Cena.
Yeah,
I remember that.
And then then in Tampa the next year it was 2 nights, and it's been 2 nights since, and that's been a savior. Honestly, I think that's so much better. I think this is awesome to have 2 nights. Anyway, that being said, on this last match, should this be the main event of All In?
Yes. I'm always I'm always real big on your champion goes last because they should be the biggest. But let's face it, it's just not the biggest match. This is what everyone's going to get the most excited about. I feel bad for anybody that has to go on after this match because this is going to be the biggest match of the night. Just watching Dynamite this past week. Crowd was great, but they were at their peak when Osprey was out there.
Mhm.
It is going to be the rowdiest crowd when Osprey is out there. It should be your main event match because this does feel like the biggest one. I feel like this is the one time where they should make an exception about putting the champion on last. Maybe they just flip it this show and say champion's going to go on first.
But there's
Right?
a
'Cause you-
problem. But there's a problem with that.
Let's hear it.
This is potentially, they're building this up to be potentially, and I guess we'll get there right now, Bryan Danielson's last match. That's a huge stipulation to a
Yeah.
true Hall of Famer, to a true like great of wrestling. He has so much history and so much, even Clutch can say, yeah, I like Bryan Danielson. And you might not like the way he is now, but
I
you
still like him
respect
now.
him. Okay, there you go. So this is a loved character. This is a loved person by everybody.
He is. But does it really feel like it's his? Think about Sting coming up to his retirement match in AEW. It felt like it was his true retirement match. We are going to be done with him. Do you feel like this is the last time we're going to see him in a ring? Because I don't get that feel.
So you think he wins?
I don't know if he wins. Maybe. I don't know if somehow they find some way to work him back. I just don't know. Like, it just doesn't feel like if this was his send off, like Sting's felt like they did a really good send off. They were counting down the days, all that stuff. This just feels like a standard retirement match, which may or may result in him actually retiring, win or lose.
Clutch, what are your thoughts on that? Either way, though, the stipulation's there. This is Bryan Danielson we're talking about. This isn't some bum. This should go on last, 1000%. Clutch.
I think the only way you can justify going last, considering the Osprey match, because obviously it's in London, the only way you can justify going last is Danielson wins. And then you get the big crowd reaction at the end. It's going to be they're going to redo the WrestleMania 30 moment, basically in Wembley. But if he doesn't win and it's just Swerve standing tall at the end and they clap off Danielson, it just kind of feels flat to me. And you could put a better match out there with Osprey. So you can justify it, but Danielson has to win. If he doesn't, then I don't see how he goes last.
If it goes first, like Chris suggested, then if Bryan wins, it's a huge celebration. He wins, he's not retiring, and then what we just go along with the show. Or if he loses and he retires, and then we all say goodbye to him, and we're all crying, and we're all like, oh man, we just go on with the show.
So have it go first, and he wins, and close out the show with Osprey winning. That's the way to go. And maybe we'll get Osprey and Danielson down the road.
I think the opposite happens. I think MJF and Osprey open the show. And I think Osprey winning the title back, and it's going to energize that crowd and keep that crowd going. And that's how they're going to kick off the night. We're going to kick off the night with our guy winning the title, and we're going to end it with one of our favorites winning the title. I think that's how it's going to go. And I think it's how it should go. I think that's how it should go. Personally.
Okay.
But
these two matches, we can at least agree in some way need to open and close the show.
I agree with that.
They can't be anywhere in the middle.
No, but we had the same situation with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, and then of course, Cody and Solo, right? Clutch.
Yeah. When it was the People's main event, CM Punk and Drew, right?
Yeah, that's what we wanted. That was the bigger match. But Cody still went on last.
Yeah, but it wasn't even because of Cody. I think they might have even given it to Drew and Punk if Roman was not involved.
You're right about that because Roman was involved. That's the problem. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to it. I do think that Osprey should open it. Oh, give the crowd what they want early. Make them happy, so they're all happy throughout the rest of the night. We'll see. It's going to be a fun time no matter what. Let's just go through these matches real quick, and then we'll get to. Actually, does everyone think that Bryan Danielson wins?
I think so, because I don't think this is the last that we see of him.
It really doesn't feel like his last match at all. There's no build up to this.
And Jeff Jarrett needs that rematch.
That's kind of my gripe with how the thing came about. He kind of just offered it. He was like, okay, if I don't win, I'm out. Like it's not like the heel said, "Oh, you can get this title, but if you lose, you're gone or whatever."
Yeah.
No, Danielson offered it, and which I kind of don't get, and it kind of like throws off the thing for me. But yeah, I don't see him losing.
Can you guys believe this? We don't even have John Moxley on the show.
I think he's been taking some time off.
I know, but it's just London. Like I just figured he'd be here, but that's fine. I'm
It's
glad he's on the show.
long overdue time off. Think about how many times he was almost about to go on vacation,
And
then
CM Punk
something
messed
would
it
come-
up.
CM Punk or other things that were happening, and then he's like, "Okay, I'm going to circle back," and I'm going to. So some long overdue vacation. Plus, we needed a break from his character too, right?
Yeah, I guess we did. I did at least. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about the timeless Tony Storm and Mariah May match, real short. This is Mariah May's moment. Now this feels like SummerSlam, where we all said every title is gonna change. We're talking Hook, we're talking Osprey, we're talking Bryan Danielson, and now we're talking Mariah May. Every title is gonna change. I felt like we just did this at Dynasty. Literally, every title changed in Dynasty. Are we going to do it again, Chris? I don't see a situation where every title changes.
No, not every. We said Jack Perry earlier, right?
Okay, but I'm saying, I guess there's so many. If there's a bajillion title matches, I guess.
Yeah, there could be a lot. Listen, you didn't think there was going to be too many for SummerSlam, and it ended up being about 50-50. And there could be a lot of title change. Because this is a big show, I feel like whenever it's a big show, you're definitely a higher chance that there will be more title changes.
8 title matches. Just counted.
Yeah.
Does WWE even have 8 titles?
Yeah, they have a ton as well.
Combined, maybe, yeah.
So I could see 5 or 6 title changes because it's this show. I could see there being more changes than defenses on this show.
Yeah, I think it's
because
time.
Yeah, it is time for Mariah May. They've been building her up. You called it months ago that she was the main person in the story, and here we go. It's time for her to take over, be the heel, and have someone start chasing after her.
I was just shocked that Saraya didn't win the title on Dynamite because it could have been Saraya versus Mariah May. I'm just saying. Did you watch that? Did you even watch Dynamite, Chris?
This week, yeah.
Okay,
last week I didn't because I was out cold.
Saraya got that title match. I hate how they do that shit. Are you interested in this at all, Clutch?
Not really.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was a good story. Like that's the turn and all, but after that, I kind of stopped paying attention.
Me too, kind of. It fizzled out.
So you skipped over a match there.
Okay,
I don't know if that's by design or by accident.
I just put on the superstars on last. I don't know what to tell you. The TBS Championship match. The old busted.
Say what you got to say because I got some things to say when you're done.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'm gonna let you start then, Chris, because I want to.
No, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to say.
You don't have anything to say about Mercedes.
We have Britt Baker versus Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. I have nothing to say except for I think these women are going to do a great job. I think Britt's suspension actually hurt this feud a lot. I feel like this feud is kind of nothing. It's just I'm old busted and I'm the new hotness. Oh, I'm the original and you're just the newcomer. That's the entire feud.
Yeah.
I'm not hyped for this match and for that reason. I'm hyped because I want to see Mercedes Moné in front of this huge crowd. She hasn't experienced that yet in AEW. I think that's going to be electric. I can't wait for the CEO chance to be pumped in. I'm excited for this.
You ready for the dance?
I'm excited for all the dances.
The Teddy Long dance?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's the worst dancer of all time. She needs to stop doing it. But I'm excited to see how she can make Britt look good. Because I don't think Britt's a great wrestler. I don't think Britt's good at all. Somebody said this, and I agree 1,000%. And I forgot who said it, and I wish I would give this person credit. You love Britt Baker because she's an original, and you think she's really good. Everyone else loves Britt Baker because she's original, and they think she's really good. But the fact of the matter is, this is not the same AEW from 3-4 years ago. This is a new AEW. And guess what, Britt? When you were gone, they signed stars like Mariah May, who's better. They signed people like Mercedes Moné, who's better. She's better in the ring. She's not better on the mic. That's a fact. Britt Baker can crush her on the promo. That's fine. Whatever. Go be a manager, Britt. The fact of the matter is, She's not that good. And she never has been. She was good because nobody else was even in her atmosphere. Now she's in the mid card where people like Mercedes and Mariah May are above her, even Tony Storm above her. So Britt's taken a step back. She has. So I'm not really excited for this match because I don't see this as Godzilla versus King Kong. I see this as King Kong versus Britt Baker. That's the way I see it. And it's unfortunate. It really is. And it's the same thing with Orange Cassidy and the rest of the crew who were on top because there was no one else there. But now you're just Orange Cassidy, bro. You're just Britt Baker. You're just an original. Cool, I guess. But you're not as big as you think you are. Nobody knows who you are. We know CEO. Guess what? When they were doing the All In promos and they were doing this and we're in Dallas, we're in Texas, who was it? It wasn't Britt. It was Mercedes promoting that, right? It wasn't Britt. It was Mercedes. It wasn't. So you see where I'm getting at here? I don't care about this. This is a squash match. Mercedes is going to crush her. Go ahead.
Okay.
What a promo.
So for a match that you had nothing to say, I think you've had the most to say about that match. And I knew I just had to wait and get you to say it because I knew you would. There's no way you have nothing to say about a Mercedes match. That will never happen.
So go ahead. Go ahead.
So mine's not going to be as long of a rant as yours is. Okay. But what I'm saying is, what my thoughts on this match, it's a weird spot. You got Mercedes, who just joined the company recently, got her title. You have a returning Britt Baker. Whenever you're in these spots, you feel like both of them are supposed to win. If you just base it off of new star coming in, they're supposed to win for a while. One of your big stars coming back, they're supposed to win for a while. So who do you pick to win and actually go over, and who's going to have to take the loss? And the way I look at it and the way I see it, and I know I rib you a lot about Mercedes and everything. Listen, Sasha in WWE, she was one of, if not the best over there, especially during her peak time over there with her feud with Charlotte and all the other people over there. But Mercedes in AEW so far has felt like one of the biggest flops. She doesn't move the needle. If your name isn't Josh Kimmel, she doesn't move the needle. And even if you are, doesn't always move the needle. I feel like the best thing, and this is me for once, not just joking with you and ribbing, I feel like the best thing for her right now would be to come in, showcase herself, but drop this title. Britt take it, because when was the women's division at its peak? When Britt was champion. That's when it was at its peak. You put Britt as champion. You got Mariah May as a champion as well, who I think can be a good, strong champion. You have two champions that are really strong leading the division. I think they need to figure out something with Mercedes to take her off screen for a little bit, hit the reset button, retool her, and get her back out there, because she should be undoubtedly at the top in all facets. And she's got, like you said, the in-ring talent. They got to do something with her on the mic, something with the goofy dancing, because I just feel like so many people are not behind her like they were in WWE. So I think this is one of those times where you just got to say, you know what? We rolled something out. It didn't work. We're going to hit the reset button. Let's switch hands real quick. And maybe down the road, we'll switch it back over to her. All joking aside, I think that's what they need to do here.
Okay, so she's Baker Mayfield. Basically, wasn't working. Go somewhere else. Retool yourself. Okay, listen, I'm down for that. And I listened to everything you said, and I agree with 50% of it. Taking her off TV right now would be a mistake. You're paying this woman too much money. She's got to show up to work. I say
just retool her or do something.
Change
it up a little bit.
The problem is when you mix someone like her, who obviously she has control, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing in the ring, but she knows what she's doing with her character. It's not good. She thinks it's good. It's not good.
And it's not.
And then Tony
She
Khan
should be so much better.
And Tony Khan has no idea what he's doing, period.
Yes.
So when you mix those two together, she's gonna overrule him. Yes, do whatever you want. You're awesome, because he's a mark. And whatever she wants sucks. Yeah, like it does suck.
It's not good right now. And I think she should be. I think if they just hit the reset button and rolled her back out properly, did it the right way, I think she could by and far be the absolute undisputed number one woman in the division.
I just wish she was more
The
authentic.
talent is there.
Because when Britt speaks, or if you go to the WWE side, when Rhea speaks, when Charlotte speaks, yeah, I'm saying that, Bobby. I'm saying when Charlotte speaks, they sound authentic. Even though
Yes.
Charlotte, they sound real. They sound like a real person.
Yep.
Mercedes just comes off like a cartoon character.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand what she's trying to accomplish. Now, I did mention this is a television show, and I get that, but we want some kind of reality. Remember when Drew McIntyre, Clutch, remember when Drew McIntyre was out there reading poems and coming out with a giant sword? Like a
the
fucking
sword.
cartoon character.
Like, you knew he wasn't going to use it, and he still brings out the sword.
He was a cartoon character, though. Like, he was a cartoon of a Scottish person. It was awful.
Yeah. It was
But
bad.
now he's a real person.
Yes.
Now it's good.
He retooled himself, and then he came back out way better than before. I can see her going through exactly that kind of transformation. Fix her character side. Make her. I don't know how you do that on the mic, because I feel like some people have natural talent to it. Like, I would never be able to go out there in front of thousands of people and do that. But she's at least okay with being in front of all the people and everything. So figure out a way to, maybe that's what it is it's too robotic. It's too fake. It's like, just go out there and don't sound like you're reading off such a script where you have to hit a couple of points and do a couple things. And, same thing. I was talking about it with my wife last night. We were watching it. I'm like, just watching her, everything about her just feels like she's going through in her head, like, okay, I got to do this thing here, and I got to make this movement over here. Okay, check that off. And I got to say this thing here. Like, yeah, you got to have some talking points, but be able to improv, because I feel like that just isn't her thing, to be able to go out and improv. Her movements, her moveset, her talking, right now, it just feels very robotic, very scripted. And I want to see her succeed. All joking aside, as much as I mess with you, I want to see her succeed. But like what she is right now, it doesn't work. It's bad.
I agree. It's not working. It's not working.
So that's why I would like to, I still think Mercedes is going to win, but I think she should lose, just to give her a chance to just have a quick, all right, we got to go back to the drawing board here. She's still going to be working. It's not like they're going to give her a month off and go on vacation. Like, hey, we need to work you in some dark matches, work with you behind the scenes, and like, let's make your character as good as it should be.
Send her to Collision.
She's going Rampage.
Oh gosh.
Or what's the other one? Ring of Honor.
Yeah, Ring of Honor. Clutch. That was the end of All In. I'm gonna let you right now, because we're gonna talk about it. What do you want to talk about? WWE side.
Well, you can go in many directions, I guess. We talked about it last week about Raw. The direction of Punk and McIntyre, what was going to happen. It got made official. Strap match. Really cool things.
Touching the rings.
That's the only thing that people are hesitant about, because it's the four corner thing. It makes it harder to have a great match that way, but it's not impossible, because personally I was a big fan of, I don't know if you remember, Eddie and JBL, and they did the four corners, and I thought it was great. I don't think it's impossible. If there's a guy that can make it work, guys that can make it work, it would be Punk and Drew. If they just, before they go to the four corners thing, do the physicality first and make it nasty and have like welts all over each other's backs and things like that, I think make it really, really cool. So I don't mind the four corners thing, because I think they can make it work. And Punk has to go over, because there's a third match coming, and I think that's where the Hell in the Cell is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's where I think Punk goes over. So yeah, that's the part for Raw that I was really interested in. Also,
can we say on that real quick?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So the four corner thing, I'm happy it's four corners. I'm happy it's the four corner thing, because it's a lot you can do. Like he hit three of them, then CM Punk whatever just pulls them. There's a lot you can do. It's a lot of, you're not gonna get the false finishes, you're not gonna get that stuff, but you're gonna get some intrigue as well. This also protects Drew, because Drew won. Yes, he got the 1, 2, 3 by a referee, but it wasn't a real referee. It was Seth Rollins, and there was some funny business going on. So it protected CM Punk there. This protects Drew from not taking a clean pin. Now CM Punk could literally touch all four. Drew was never pinned. He never submitted. CM Punk just won. He just beat the hell out of him and touched all four corners. So I think that's important going into Hell in a Cell that no one lost legitimate. Like no one was actually knocked out 1, 2, 3. Punk was, but it was because of cheating. And Punk cannot cheat to win to knock out Drew McIntyre to get that pin. Does that make any kind of sense?
Yeah.
So I like it. That's why I like the four corner thing. I'm
the
excited
first
for it.
decisive final finish of the whole feud should be a clean pin, and it should be one time. And that's, I think, what they're saving it for, and the reason they're doing the four corners.
Yeah, I do. And CM Punk is gonna get that clean win, I believe. I'm excited. Chris, are you gonna watch good old fashioned Bash in Berlin? What is it like during? What time is it gonna be for us? Like 12?
It should be at 1, I think, for
1?
you guys.
When is that? That's going to be next weekend.
Next weekend, Saturday.
Yeah, 1:00.
1:00. I don't know. It's hard because Saturday's usually my day that we get out of the house and go do stuff. So maybe I'll watch part of it whenever we come back home. But that's always my day to leave the house, get away from all the electronics and all that stuff. After sitting in an office all week.
Yeah, I have a fantasy football draft on that day. I'm not even kidding.
That's your thing. Every pay-per-view, you got a draft. But that's because you have a draft. It's draft season. You have one every day now, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm drafting right now.
Probably. I'm sure
I have a draft this Saturday. I have a draft this Sunday. I have a draft next Saturday and next Sunday. So
how many leagues are you in this year?
I don't know. Who cares?
If you had
At
to
this
guess?
point, if I had to guess 28, 29, 28. If I had to guess. But this isn't fantasy show. This is wrestling show.
No, I just wanted to know while we're on the topic.
I know. Don't shame me. Don't shame. Don't.
I'm not shaming you.
I
I don't know
this.
how you can keep up with that many. I have one, and maybe we'll do two. Eventually.
I don't need to be shamed, Chris. Anyway, Clutch, go back to some WWE nonsense. Not nonsense. This is good stuff. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you like that they're burying Chad Gable and American Made already?
I think I mentioned this when the Wyatts first targeted Chad. It's like, it's gonna like kind of kill his momentum because you thought they were going with Chad and Otis as the story, and then Chad there is more likely go over, have all the cool things. But yeah, now it's like because we've wanted Chad and the Creeds forever, and they're gonna lose to the Wyatts. And that was actually the next thing I was going to hit on was Bo Dallas is going to have his first match, for a long time.
Years, right? It's been a few years.
On Monday, 1-on-1 with Chad Gable. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be, the thing I found really cool is going to be 2 days after the anniversary of Bray's passing, which is going to be probably really emotional for him, probably the reason they did it. And they didn't try to have it at Berlin or something because it's the closest thing to the anniversary. Do something cool. I think it's going to be a cool moment. I think from the little physicality we've seen from Bo, I think he can still wrestle. Mm-hmm. He seems to move well. And Chad can sell his ass off, so he can help him on the way. But yeah, for Chad, after losing to the Wyatts, I don't know how they regain any momentum and be a credible threat. I don't know how it works. And I don't know how maybe they just go into the feud finally with the other Alpha Academy and try to gain some momentum by beating them. Because I'm pretty sure, by the way, we're gonna get after the Wyatt feud with Gable's team, we're gonna get the Wyatts going after the Judgment Day because they turned on their family and that's their thing. That the Wyatts like. Chad turned on his family, so they went after Chad. I think they're going to go after the Judgment Day, and I think they're going to take the tag titles from them.
I can see that. I don't know how soon Rhea and Damien are going to be done with Priest. Do you think that's going to probably lean into it? Because I don't think Priest and... Do you think they blow it off at Bad Blood, those two?
I don't know for Priest and Finn. I don't know. It feels like it could go on longer. I think that the one that should be blown off of Bad Blood is Liv and Rhea, but I have a feeling they're going to extend that too. because that's been the style for booking these kinds of feuds, the ones that have interest. So I think honestly the only thing that's going to get blown off at Bad Blood at this point is probably Drew and Punk. Yeah.
Am I crazy for saying this? And you can answer this too, Chris, because I know you're involved in the Liv Morgan saga. I know you're interested in that. It's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What if Rhea doesn't get the title back? What if Liv just keeps it? And we wait. We have to wait for Rhea to get it back because we know Triple H plays the long games. And isn't Liv more interesting with that title? Isn't she? I
Make
feel
her
like
work
without,
for it. I mean, make Rhea work for it.
yeah, but like I say, Liv wins it or keeps it, and we go for a while till Rhea gets it back. I feel like
Mhm.
Liv should have it for a long time,
Once,
not forever, but just
yeah. One
toward
thing that I found really interesting was in the beatdown that they had on Raw. I don't know if you saw it, where the Judgment Day beat up Priest and Rhea. Liv looked kind of dominant beating up Rhea, and nobody was helping Liv. It was just one-on-one a fight, and
Mhm.
Liv looked pretty good. And I kind of want to see more of that because so far Liv's been the one, running away, the
Mhm.
heel, the cowardly heel, but showed some physicality there, and I think it's cool. I think they could do the quote unquote blow off, and Liv actually retains, and then you can visit the feud again at WrestleMania or something. Rhea wins the Rumble. I don't know. I don't know how it could work, but they could see each other again down the road, kill the feud at Bad Blood, and restart it again later on. I think that would be an option.
Well, think about it. What other woman right now, Chris, you can get involved too that can win the Rumble believable? Because we know Tony Time has the Money in the Bank, so she's not going to win the Rumble. Nia's going to be the champion, so she's not going to win the Rumble. Bailey just won it. I believe like Rhea could win the Rumble, and that's where she gets her revenge on Liv eventually. I think Liv wins this feud right now, but the
Right
long
now,
term, yeah, we see Liv. I think Liv wins the Rumble. I think it's a good call, Clutch.
Rhea
I
Rhea wins the Rumble.
Rhea,
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. As you guys were saying that, I was thinking the same thing too. Though that would be most interesting. I don't really know a whole lot of what's going on in the women's division outside of that, but I think that would be the most interesting. Is that Liv does go on this long run, and then eventually that's where Rhea makes her mark to really look dominant because you could look super dominant in that Royal Rumble and just basically eyes on the prize, laser focused. All y'all are just in my way. I'm just going to start chucking y'all all out because you are what's standing between me getting my hands on Liv again. And I mean, if they can keep the feud interesting that long, if they can keep it going for another 6 months, even if they hit a small break in the middle, I think absolutely they should just keep pushing it. It's working right now. There's no reason to not keep pushing that. So keep it going all the way till WrestleMania. I would be all for that.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I give her the Brock Lesnar treatment where she's like number one or whatever, and she's just beating people one on one. That'd be pretty cool. I don't know if you would you like that, Clutch? Would you be interested in that?
Rhea just beating people.
That's just she's like the Brock Lesnar that one year. Remember where he was just beating
Oh, I
people.
got you. That was really well done. I remember watching it live, and I was annoyed. I was like, "Oh, they're gonna just freaking push Brock Lesnar down our throats the entire time." And then it hit 15, and then the Rumble got really, really freaking good. I think
That
that's
was
pretty.
fun.
I think that's, but I think that works more for a heel
A
character.
heel, yeah.
Yeah,
You're right about that. But it'd be so cool to have her just dominate for a while. Kind of like when Stone Cold did it. He did it as a baby face. He didn't do it like Brock. Remember that Stone Cold, the one year where he was just like checking his watch?
yeah. But that's more like a. But that's Stone Cold. He's never been like the true face. He's been like the smart face, if anything, or the badass. Where
He's,
Rhea kind of fits that mold. She does,
yeah.
but I don't know. You see it mainly working for heels, and with Stone Cold being the exception. Because
Mm,
Punk did it once, but he was a heel
yeah.
with the Straight Edge Society. I remember that one.
I wish Punk was heel again. All right. What else is going on in the WWE world? You're not even talking about the OTC?
We're gonna get there. I was
All right.
going in
All
order
right.
from Raw to SmackDown,
Okay. Okay. All right.
but yeah, other on Raw, I think we're good. The Gunther and Orton stuff is pretty good. Nothing really to touch on, but I think it's been really solid,
Really solid.
and the
Yes.
match is going to be really good because they're both really technical on how they work in the ring, and you add in Gunther's brutality with like chops and shit, it's going to be really good. I think he's going to be really, really good, and he's going to get quite the ovation Gunther in Berlin, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And to touch really quick, your guy NXT, Joe Hendry,
Yes.
number 1 contender, NXT Championship. I didn't even know this until like yesterday that No Mercy is the day after Bash in Berlin.
Oh,
so that's going to be really cool. I think that's where we also see one or two of the new women coming in, Julia and Stephanie. Because I think, but for NXT, that's pretty much it. I don't know if they'll put the title on Joe Hendry though, because he's not signed.
nah.
And Shawn Michaels has been willing to push these TNA guys, but not to win a title. So
someone made a joke that Bobby Lashley can go back to TNA so he can go back to NXT.
just do the since Cedric is in NXT, could work.
Yes, there we go.
Go a long way. Yeah.
This is so funny to me. Like, I hate WWE. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go sign with TNA. And Sean's like, not so, buddy.
Hey, Bobby.
What you doing? What you up to these days?
Hey, Bobby. I got this Carmelo Hayes, or not Carmelo Hayes. Who's that Wesley guy with the big Wesley over here? Dude, that was so cool, by the way. I just want to say Wesley, he turned heel. I was never a big Wesley fan. Never was. But when he super kicked, was it who did he super kick at the end of NXT?
He super kicked Trey Miguel.
Okay.
And then he kicked his boy in the nuts.
But then
Nash Carter. Yeah.
But didn't he do it to like someone big at the end? Like, was it Ethan Page?
He attacked Joe Hendry.
Look, it was Hendry. It was Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why they had the excuse to do the triple threat number 1 contenders match.
Dude, that's all I'm saying is NXT is good, Chris. I know I don't watch it live, but I do see clips, and it's hard for me to remember some of these guys' names because it's so new to me. It'd be like if Clutch was watching AEW, like he wouldn't know half these guys, right? I'm learning, and it's good stuff, Chris. I know you're a busy man. You're a man of many things, but I would check out NXT. We tell you this every week.
I'd say at least mark your calendar for the CW debut. That's October 1st. And I think it's going to be really good stuff. Punk is going to be there. Yeah. So I think that show's going to be really good.
I would watch it, but just like what Clutch said, I just only have so many hours to dedicate to wrestling in a week.
Yeah, I get that.
And it's hard because it's like, I watch Dynamite, but I've also been putting some time towards Raw. So it's hard to say. And now that we're getting into football season, to just take over the TV and say, I'm going to watch football on Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night while switching between wrestling. And then I'm going to watch wrestling Wednesday night. And now I'm adding in Tuesday and I podcast on Thursday. But I got Fridays available.
Yeah, he does. Well, Friday Night Lights, man. Yeah, man. That's a good point, Clutch. What do you do during Mondays? What do you do? What have you always done?
For football? For football and wrestling, I give priority to – I don't really watch much Monday Night Football, to be honest. I'll watch when it's like a really good game, but it's not all the time that they have those. So if it's something really cool, I'll give it priority. I'll switch, whatever. But mainly, I'll just give priority to Raw.
For me,
unless it sucks. If Raw sucks, like if it was the Vince era, I'll just go to football.
Yeah.
But like now that it's been kind of like consistently good every week, I'd give the priority to Raw.
I would definitely give priority to Monday Night Football, especially when Manning Cast is on, because to me, Manning Cast is much watch TV.
Yeah,
even when they have a bad guest, and the guest doesn't really want to be there, and like, what the fuck? And you can tell Peyton's super annoyed. That's my best Manning Cast moment. Or when Tracy Morgan just takes over, and you can tell everyone's annoyed. I don't know if you guys watched that one. Anyway, back to.
I try to watch them all.
Yeah, I love Manning Cast. I don't watch for the game. I really don't. I watch for Manning Cast. I think those guys are great together.
Yeah,
and that's what helps surprisingly funny, dude.
Yeah, that's what makes some of those like Clutch was saying. A lot of the Monday night games are just average. Like I feel like back when we were kids, like some of the best games of the week would be Monday night. Now they're Sunday night, and Monday night kind of just gets average games a lot of times.
You know why?
But putting Manning Cast on there, it makes I do the same thing. Got to just tune in just to listen to them talk about football and whatever nonsense they're talking about.
Do you know why? Those are the bad games.
No.
ESPN. The better games are going to go on free, like non-cable, as in NBC. Like that's why.
Yeah.
And Monday Night Football when we were kids, it was on ABC.
Is that what it was? Okay.
It was on. Yeah. Back in our day,
Yeah.
ESPN had Sunday Night Football.
They had Sunday night. Yeah, that's right. Because I could never watch Sunday Night Football as a kid because I didn't
Exactly.
have cable.
So that's why they delegate the bad matchups to Monday Night Football now. That's
No.
why. But it is what. That's why when you watch college football Saturday, ESPN has games on, but it's like West Virginia versus Rutgers. Like you'll watch it, but it's not like Alabama versus LSU. That's on ABC or
ABC or
CBS.
CBS. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why. All right, OTC time, man.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do it. Let me do it.
Go for it.
I don't have my necklace. I don't have my thing, but
You don't have the
Go ahead.
Olafala?
go ahead and talk, Clutch. Go ahead and talk, Clutch. I gotta find my necklace.
All right. So while Josh tries to find this necklace, I guess I can take you through SmackDown, through that segment of SmackDown, where Roman hasn't talked yet, which that's surprising for me, and it's just been fighting solo. And we were going down that same route on SmackDown.
Okay, guys, I found my necklace. Hold on, I gotta put it on.
All right. I thought it was at least a cool necklace. I didn't expect the whole Olafala, but at least I thought it was something cool.
I couldn't find the actually one I used on Saturday night, but that whole segment was so cool until Roman acted like the damn Ulafula was the freaking prize possession bajillion-dollar necklace that Thanos's whatever that he had. It was just ridiculous to me, Clutch.
To him, it is though.
But you get what I'm saying, though. It was kind of ridiculous. It was kind of overacted.
What surprised me is that what you expected from that segment when he was holding it over his head, that he's holding it so long because they're going to attack him.
Yes.
But when he actually put it on, you were surprised. You're like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But the pop it got when he finally put it on was wow.
It was.
Yeah. So that was surprising to me that he actually put it on, and they usually like wait for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he actually put it on. His theme song hit.
Mm-hmm.
You thought it was over.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob Fatu hit him like a damn truck.
Boom.
And he was still in a walking boot. And I don't know if that's storyline or if he still like just has it, but he was running full speed with a walking boot. Killed Roman in the corner. There's a meme of his face. It looked like he met God. And it was fantastic. And
yes,
he destroyed Roman. And that's what you wanted, right? That's what everybody wanted. When Jacob meets Roman, Jacob is going to kill him. And that's what happened. Roman didn't get any offense on Jacob. Jacob destroyed him, put him in the corner, did the hip drop, I think they call it, and just murdered the dude, and ended up with Jacob and Solo standing over Roman. And now, small preview for tomorrow, which is, I think, is the Bloodline against the Street Profits for the titles. And hopefully Roman is there, and I think that's where the Bloodline loses the titles because of Roman.
I took that as Roman's getting written off TV for a month.
That it could go that way too, because I don't know. I hope Roman just stays, but it does make Jacob look strong if Roman's taken out a while because of the attack, you know. But yeah, but I kind of just want the Bloodline to lose the tag titles because I want it to go to for them to switch finally to like real tag teams going at it for the titles.
Right.
And having the Street Profits. I don't know if you saw the match, Street Profits and DIY.
I didn't see it.
It was, you watched takeovers before during the Black and Gold era. It was takeover
DIY.
Quality.
Okay.
It was like insane, like quality for a weekly show. And I thought it was really, really good. And I want more of that. So that's why I want the Bloodline to lose. Because then you have Street Profits, and then with these rumored tag teams possibly coming in, you're possibly looking at a rebirth of the tag division, and that's what I'm hoping for.
You would hope, man. I don't think they're gonna drop him that quick. I think Roman's written off TV because I don't think Roman's having a match at Bash at Berlin. So therefore, why would he be on TV? I think he's taking it off until Bad Blood. And I think that's where we get Roman and Solo. I think we get that match at Bad Blood. Maybe.
That could also very well be the Hell in a Cell. They could do it just like that. I'm not saying it's the right call, but you could see it be that.
That'd be a bad call.
And then you have Punk and Drew still be another stipulation, but not that one, you know?
I
Last
think
man standing or some shit like that.
expecting Hell in a Cell for Drew, and it'd be a bad. We'd be all disappointed. Chris would be disappointed. I'd be
I'm
disappointed.
disappointed.
Yeah, I'd be disappointed.
Chris would be majorly disappointed. He'd be like, "Man, I'm invested so much time into this for nothing." But no, I truly believe, like I say this every week, wrestling's awesome. Even though some of the shows suck on Wednesday nights, still I'm hyped for All In. I'm going to buy it. I didn't buy the last pay-per-view they did, but I'm gonna buy this one. I wish you would somehow watch it clutch, or at least watch some matches. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll let you know which matches were good. Spoiler,
Yeah, that's probably what I'll take.
they're all gonna be good. So I mean,
Most of them.
7, 8. How about this? If Meltzer gives it above 5 stars, you got to watch it.
So the Osprey match.
So everybody.
Definitely.
So-
You're going
I
to have
know-
to watch that one twice by that
Yeah.
definition because it's going to get
it's
10
gonna go about 8
stars.
stars. And no, he's saving the 10 stars for the Ricochet match.
No,
He's-
he's saving
he's
that
got
for
one of the-
Ricochet and Kenny Omega. Wait till that match happens because that's gonna be a banger too. People, man, I can't wait for Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega comes back at All In, I'll be super hyped. It's not gonna happen, but man, I can't wait. I cannot wait till that man returns to wrestling. Wrestling's
Yeah.
so much better when Kenny Omega is involved. Isn't it
Yep.
crazy? Like legitimately, and this is not a shot. This is not a joke. It's crazy how one company has arguably the 3 best wrestlers in the world: Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, and MJF, and yet they're still a freaking mess. It's like the Dallas Cowboys over there, honestly. You could have the best running back, you could have the best receiver, you could have the best quarterback, but you're still just a mess. And I feel like that's what they are. And WWE is just this San Francisco 49ers, a bunch of awesome players that know their role and they do their role really well. All of them. And man, wrestling's just great. That's all I got to say. We'll be back next week talking about All In, the results, the 8 stars, the 20 stars, the 50 stars. Maybe Ricochet wins maybe he's the number 1 contender. Maybe we get Ricochet versus Bryan Danielson at Grand Slam or All Out, whenever he gets it. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe Roman Reigns is not out for 5 years again, like he always is. Who knows? We'll talk about that all next week. Guys, any last words before I head out? Before we head out.
It's looking forward to an awesome, possibly all-time great pay-per-view this weekend.
Yes. Is anyone getting tattoos of the attendance?
Do
you not know that joke?
Not.
Do you not know?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'm just thinking who
Does
else
Clutch
would
not
do
know?
that now.
I'm kind of in the dark now. I don't.
Oh my god! Last year, Will Ospreay got a tattoo of the attendance on his arm or something, 82,000, whatever. And then when they came out a week later that those were fake numbers and all this stuff, like he was really upset. Like he actually said something about it because he got a tattoo of the attendance on his arm.
And this year, that number got cut in half.
Cut in half. And then it's going to be cut in half next year when it's in Texas, unfortunately. But that's just the way